All right, how you guys doing? Coach Tony, this is my son Jay. So we have today we are going to be talking about at-home training and what is going on here? Oh, there we go. Okay, got stuck for a second. We're going to be talking about at-home training and pad holding for parents. When parents are at home and you have children who train Muay Thai, okay, and you want to understand how to coach them and how to hold pads for them. This is going to be a very in-depth session, and we only have 45 minutes to an hour, so there's a lot I have to cover. So please just bear with me, okay? First things first. Let's sit down for a minute, Jay, and let's talk to them. So first thing is first, okay? Hey, what's up? Ahmed, Zani. What do you call it? Are you sore today?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sore too. Yesterday we ran 2 miles and we came home. We sparred 4 rounds, 3 minutes, 30 seconds. So we training. If your children are training, and parents, if you don't train, okay, you have to understand this key principle, okay? You don't want to be trying to push them too far, too hard, too soon, okay? We're going to be talking about beginner development, because as a parent, if you're not training and you haven't held pads before, okay, it's very important to understand that you're going to be excited and you're going to really be involved, as you should be, because all of you are amazing parents. And you're going to be involved, and you're going to see your children, and you're going to see a piece of yourself in your children, like we all do. And in doing that, sometimes you may push them a little bit too far, a little too hard, more than they can handle too soon, okay? So I never ask my son to do anything that I haven't done myself, okay? Everything I expect from him, I expect from me too. So when I'm running or when he's running, I'm out there with him, okay? If we're sparring, I'm sparring with him. Anything that he's put himself through, I've done that and then some. So I have that experience. I also have the experience of overtraining, which some people say there's no such thing as overtraining. Of course, there's a such thing as overtraining. Okay, you can overtrain and burn yourself out mentally. And if you burn yourself out mentally, you can burn yourself out physically, because injuries happen when you're not motivated. You start getting sloppy and doing things sloppy. So we don't want to do that to our children. What we want to do, we want to uplift them and build their skills. Okay, at the same time, as a parent, it's going to really help you to build your own skills. Okay, with coaching, with defensive ability. That's what pad holding is really good for. Memory, because you have to remember the combinations. Creativity, okay, and it's fun, okay, and it's super fun, okay. So now, first, we're going to talk about just no pads, how to come up with combinations. We'll talk about. We'll get into it. We'll do a pad session, me and my son, okay, and we'll talk about that. But let's start with super basics. So the first thing that I like to start with, I like to start my students off with punches, okay? Because it's not too demanding on them and it's easy to correct. But not only is it easy to correct, we can really zero in on the details of the punch. And you, as the parent, can see significant improvements if you pay attention to those details, and the children can see improvement. And when you both are seeing improvement, then it'll make you guys want to do more, okay? It'll bring you closer for sure, okay? So let's talk about that. So me and Jay's going to stand up. I'll talk you through it, okay? So first things first, okay? No gloves, no nothing. Just his hands to my hands. Okay, stand over here. All right, so the first punch, obviously I'm going to start him with, is a jab, okay? That's the most important punch you can throw, okay? Important punch. But before the jab, what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about correct stance, okay? So you get your child to, okay, get into your fighting stance. My son has a really good fighting stance. Put your hands up, please. Okay, he has his hands up. He has a good fighting stance. He's on balance. So we want to start here, parents, and we want to make sure. Now, your child, if they train and you haven't trained, it's got to be a give and take, because they're going to have a little bit more in-depth knowledge about what maybe you don't have. Okay, but as a parent, you're smart. Okay, so you'll be able to see if something's off and it looked wrong. You'll be able to see. First, you start with the stance, really strong stance. And you start getting a rhythm, okay? Rhythm is a big thing I'm going to talk about today, okay? So we're going to start with a jab, okay? Give me a jab. Good. Now, already, I see some things that we can improve upon, but I'm not going to be too critical. Right now, we'll say jab. Now, we're going to do this very stationary, okay? Very stationary. Just warming up. Jab. Perfect. There you go. Jab. Good. Jab. Good. And don't be afraid to tell your child, hey, dude, this is not a pad, okay? Don't be hauling up, hitting me in the hand too hard, crazy. He's not doing that right now, but I'm saying it's okay to tell them because they might want to crack your hands. Look how strong I am, Dad, right? So he's not doing that. He understands it's not a pad. So I want you guys, don't be afraid to talk and communicate because if it's not fun in the beginning, if you start off not having fun, it's just not going to be fun. It's going to be miserable for both of you, okay? All right, let's do it again. So ready, jab, good, and jab, good. Now, good, I'm holding pads. Now, how am I holding exactly? I'm not doing this, jab. That hurts, okay? And he didn't even punch that hard, okay? The reason why it hurts is because my hand is straight, flat here. I'm pushing everything to the surface. As soon as he hits, it's gonna cause damage. So I cut my hand and I look to absorb the strike, okay? Hands up, ready, jab, good. Look what I did. As soon as it came, again, jab, I caught it, okay? This is good, okay? Again, jab, good. So now this can be, again, it can be boring, okay? But remember, we're starting with the first punch, okay? Ready? You want to change it up a little bit? This is what you do, double jab. Good. Do that better. Double jab. Good. Double jab. Good. Now, as he's coming to hit, I'm going to meet. But I want him to exercise full extension of his strike. I don't want to be like, ready? Go punch line, okay? Double jab. Okay? I don't want to do that to him because people are like, dude, he's not going to get full punches. And then when he goes to fight somebody for real, he's going to feel like he has to be this close in order to land a strike. And before he strikes, it's really bad for him. So you want them to practice full extension on their punches, okay? So just meet him a little bit. Ready? Double jab. Just like that. Double jab. Good. Now we're going to change the scenery a little bit. This is super important, okay? Double jab. This way. Double jab. Good. Double jab. Over here. Double jab. Good. Double jab. Good. Double jab. Good. Perfect. Okay, so now we're gonna double jab. Jab. What number punch is that? It's punch number 1. Okay? Punch number 1. Now we're talking about how to hold and how to come up with combinations. Okay? All right. So now we're gonna start with the jab cross. Jab cross would be equivalent to a 1-2. Okay? Ready? Jab cross. Good. Jab cross. Good. Jab cross. And one more time, jab cross. Good. Now notice I'm holding where his head level is at. Okay? He's about as tall as me now, so it's kind of where my head level is at. But I'm not doing this, right? Jab cross. Who are you fighting? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? Jab cross. LeBron James? Jab cross. Okay. That's bad, okay, for him in a lot of ways. Now, if he's fighting somebody taller, of course, he's going to have to bring their head to him. And we'll talk about that. You do that with body shots, okay? And we'll talk about strategy later. But right now, we're just talking about real basics, how to hold pads, okay? Okay, so now I'm holding. We're coming up with combinations. So now I'm going to do this. Double jab. Rhythm out. Don't go like this, okay? Double jab. Jab cross. Okay, so you're going to confuse them. You don't want to go too fast too soon. Again, we're going nice and light, and we're just building a rhythm, okay? And again, I'm not doing this with any gloves or any pads right now, just with my hands to show you if you don't have pads, it's okay, okay? Again, ready? Double jab. Good. A little bit. Jab cross. Good. Double jab. Jab cross. Good. Okay, so now I want you to watch correct pad holding. I, as the holder, get into my fighting stance. Okay? I get into the opposite stance. Okay. So if they're a southpaw, go southpaw. I hold in a southpaw stance. If they're orthodox, I hold in an orthodox stance. It just helps the process. Okay. Now if we're practicing southpaw to orthodox things, then I may hold in southpaw, right? Switch your legs. So now I want him to practice getting his foot over to the other side and throwing his cross down the middle. So this right here, this is we're practicing specifics. Let's just stay basic, okay? So he's right-handed, I go in a right-handed stance. When I'm holding, I'm not holding like he's sticking me up for catch, okay? I'm not going too far out this way, doing the, I don't know what that is, okay? I'm not doing this. I'm nice and postured. My hands come up as if I'm fighting too. And I just turn my hands out. Super important. Because I want them to practice hitting in the line. They're going to be hitting it, okay? If he throws at my face, right, this is the line he's going to be coming in. So when he throws his strikes, I want him to come in that same line again. Boom, boom. So I can go over like this when I'm holding, okay, almost like patty cake, okay? Now, we come in with combinations. Okay, what did we just do? Double jab. Okay. Jab cross. I took like a 2 to 3 beat rhythm. It's super important. Are you tired yet?
No.
Of course not. You don't want your student or your child to be tired too soon. Again, if they're training like we are, I'm tired too. Okay. Okay. I'm tired too. So I'm not going to expect him to be all crazy. Okay. But if we're fresh and I need him to push a little bit, then I'll push him. You know your children. Okay. Know your children and what you can get out of them. And you know your children. You know if they can push more. And you see that they can push more, well, then push them a little bit. But don't go extra, okay? We're not trying to make them Sanchai in a day. Okay, we're not trying to make them Bruce Lee in 2 days, even in 2 weeks. We're just trying to make sure that we're holding properly for them, giving them something to hit and having fun, okay? So now, I'm gonna get the mitts on. My son's gonna get his gloves on, okay? And we're gonna go from there, all right? Now let's talk about time. How long do I do this? How many rounds, okay? Of course, you start with 3 rounds. 3 rounds, okay? 3 rounds is fine, yes? You don't want to exhaust yourself and you don't want to exhaust your child, okay? How many minutes? Please don't be like, we're doing 12 rounds at 4 minutes to 5, okay? Don't do that, okay? We're going to do 1 minute rounds, 1 minute, that's it, just 1 minute, okay? And we can up the time later, but right now we're just doing 1 minute and I'm going to give 1 minute's rest and we're doing 3 rounds, okay? So this is basically how I'm going to come up with combinations, and I'll talk to you about what I'm thinking while I'm doing this and what's good to do, okay, to get them to focus and stay on rhythm, okay? All right, come on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, all right. So we're just sticking with the double jab and jab cross. Double jab. Good. Jab cross. Good. Right now, as I'm moving, and I'm telling them to move, I'm thinking about what I'm going to do next. Jab cross. Still thinking, I'm thinking. I'm going to tell them to jab cross, then double jab. Jab cross, double jab. Good. Getting on rhythm. Jab cross, double jab. Good. Now I'm telling them to move. Why am I telling them what to do? Well, because if I'm holding the pads, I'm directing the dance, okay? Double jab. Jab. Jab cross. Good. The tempo of your voice and even how loud you speak will invoke whatever action you want. Double jab. Jab cross. Okay, it's too much. Okay, good job. Okay, so that's too much. Already, how did that make you feel when I started speaking louder?
You want to go harder?
Right, like you want to go harder, right? We want to be careful, okay? We want to make sure that, because what are we as creatures, okay? We see, we hear, and we feel, yeah? Okay? So according to those things, we need to understand, we need to pay attention to what we're looking at first, okay? And what they're seeing from us, what they're hearing from us, and how much resistance even I'm giving when I hold, okay? We're just trying to make sure we're building a rhythm and we're building, and now I'm going into the next round, okay? What's punch number 3? Punch number 3 is a hook, okay? Now, if your student or child is having trouble with a certain punch, let's say this round we're gonna do double jab, jab cross hook, okay? And let's say something's off about the hook. We're gonna troubleshoot that in this next round, okay? And again, he throws the hook really, really good, so I don't have to do that, but just saying, just if, okay? So double jab. All right. Jab cross. Jab cross hook. Okay, let's do that again. Now let's just say I saw a problem with the jab cross hook, because I'm going to stay on that. Ready? Jab cross hook. Good. Move a little bit. See, one more time. Jab cross hook. Okay, so in me telling them jab cross hook, and I'm giving them an opportunity to correct it on their own and see how they adapt. So let's just say I need to be patient here with my child. So I'm saying, okay, we're just going to work on the hook. Okay, come here. Okay, just the hook. Okay, keep your hands up high. Okay, hook. Good. Now let's get some rhythm involved. Hook. Good. Now I want you to back up one. Back up, hook. Good. I'm going to slide back. Wait for me. Come forward, hook. Boom. Perfect. Let's move. So now we're doing creative things. I'm going to move this way, throw it. Good. Move this way, throw it. We're working one punch, hook. But we're being creative, okay? This is super important right here. That I'm the creative one. I'm the one holding pads. I'm going to need to come up with the creativity because they're the ones who are going to be holding. They're the ones who are going to be hitting. So they need to have fun doing this, right? I want to get my child better. And again, I'm making myself better by holding. By me being creative, I'm showing them, what things to expect. I'm changing, making it unpredictable. So they're seeing a wide range of not only rhythms, but different looks as well. This is the objective of a pad holder. Is to sharpen their skills, of course, but to give them different looks so they see different angles, even with the same punch, okay? All right, so now we're gonna focus on jab, cross, hook. Okay, we're gonna do the combination again, okay? So it's gonna be double jab, jab, cross, hook. Good, good, good. That's what we're gonna do this round, okay? Just 1 minute, that's it. Okay, ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Double jab. Good. Jab, cross. Good. Jab, cross, hook. Good. Now, I'm going to make him do it in a different order, okay? Jab, cross, hook. Double jab. Jab, cross. Good. Okay? So now, even just with these simple strikes, jab, cross, hook, I'm making it creative. Jab, cross, hook. Jab, cross, hook. Double jab out. Good. And if they mess up, that's okay, because there was a miscommunication in something. It could have been me, it could have been him. You just stay patient and do it over again, okay? If they mess up, you're the one that, as a pad holder, you have to stay patient, okay? Let's go. Jab, cross. Jab, cross. Good. Step in, jab, cross. Step back. Look. Hey. Double jab out. Cross. Beautiful. Double jab out. Cross. Good. All right, so that was 3 rounds, 1 minute. How do you feel? Not too tired, right? Okay. Go hydrate real quick. So, being creative there, right? Didn't exhaust him. Had fun. I think we probably can go extra time. Okay, not an extra round, but extra time. So we're gonna add 30 seconds. And again, all I'm doing here is I'm taking jab, cross, and hook. That's it. That's all I'm doing. And I'm being creative by putting them together. I'm putting them together in a combination, double jab, jab, cross, hook. Then I'm changing the variations and the tempo and the rhythm, okay? And then sometimes I'll just say the single strike, okay? So just think about this. How many different variations do we have? You have a jab, you have a cross, you have a hook, okay? Now I have double jab, okay? Jab, cross, hook, okay? And then in this, I can change it to different variations. That's 6 variations right there, right? Then I can go double jab, cross, right? Double jab, cross, okay? Double jab, cross. That's 7, okay? Cross, hook, right? That's 8. Hook, cross. That's 9. Cross, hook, cross. Okay? That's 10. Hook, cross, hook. Right? Double jab, hook. I'm already at 11, right? Cross, double jab. Okay? 12. This is endless. Okay? This is endless. And I'm working with most of the strikes that they're going to see, not only see, but throw when it comes to combat. Okay? This is a high percentage that these strikes work. And I'm just throwing different variations of those strikes, okay? Again, being very creative. Do not be afraid to write this down. Don't be afraid to write down combinations. It's okay if you take a notepad and a paper and in between rounds, you say, okay, that was good. I really like this, okay? I like that we did this variation. Let's work on that. For example, I really like that he did the double jab cross, okay? PCP, praise, correct, praise. Some of y'all heard that and start reminiscing about y'all escapades back in the day. PCP, praise, correct, praise. Okay? Praise, correct, praise. This is how you keep them interested without being overly critical. Okay? The last thing I want to do is shut him down. I don't say jab and then he does a jab wrong. And maybe it's not the best jab. You're going to have all the time in the world to work on this. Okay? So you want to focus on what they do well, and the things they don't do well, you want to correct them, but you don't want to overly correct, okay? You want to be like, okay, no, you're doing it wrong. You don't want to say things like that. You're doing it wrong. No, you're not. You don't want to do that. You want to say, okay, good. Okay, so for example, come here, Jay. For example, this is a bad example of praise, correct, praise. Okay, bad example, okay? All right, hands up, jab, cross. No, I want you to fully extend. Jab cross. Okay, but be sharper on the cross. Jab cross. Okay, yeah, but then you have no power behind the cross. So now you're too sharp. Jab cross. Good, good. A little bit more power. Good, that's a lot better. Go. Okay, dude, no, the rhythm's up. You see how that make you feel? Frustrated. It's frustrating, okay? He doesn't feel encouraged. He feels discouraged, okay? As parents, we can do that because we expect our kids to be perfect. But you're not perfect. You're not going to be perfect, and neither are they. So we want to build up their confidence, and at the same time, you know, it draws you closer, okay? So hands up. And those were really good punches, by the way. It was really, extremely hard for me to be critical, okay? So good job. All right, ready? 1, 2. Good. Let's move. Okay. Ready? 1, 2. Beautiful, beautiful. 1, 2. Hey, you hear that? In Thailand, they're famous for this. Go. Hey. Away. 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 You'll hear that a lot because what are they doing? They're encouraging their fighter to go more, put more. Okay. It's super important to be encouraging, okay? The more I'm encouraging, the more they're going to want to really dial in the technique that they're doing really well, okay? All right. So now, we're going to up the time a little bit. And again, we're just doing different variations of the same thing, okay? We're going to have a minute's rest still. Just going to put 30 seconds on. We're doing 3 rounds still, okay? So we're going to do some variations, and I'll show you what I mean, okay? 5, 4, 3, 2, jab. Good. Jab. Hey. Jab. Hey. Double jab. Good. Double jab across. Oh, hey. Jab out, double jab out, and then cross. Double jab out. Oh, hey. Beautiful. That was very good. Again, double jab out. Good. Move a bit. Good. I'm going to put my hand right here and jab over it. Oh, hey, again. Oh, hey, again. Oh, hey, go. Oh, hey, good. Now, in my mind, I'm doing different things to try to invoke something that I want without even telling him. I'm correcting him without even telling him. So now he doesn't have to feel the brunt of my, my rage. Okay. 1, 2. Beautiful. Double jab. Back out. Cross. Way good. Good.
Oh, I thought someone was.
Go upstairs, hurry up. Wait, come here. Come on camera real quick. Come here. I'm live. Come here. Come here. Take your stuff off. Put some gloves on real quick. Mia, you too. I'm going to introduce you guys to one of my youngest sons here. His name is Julius. And you guys know my daughter Malia already. She's been on camera a little bit. What's up, Ju?
Hi.
Okay, so now what I'm going to do with Juju is I'm going to show you the same thing I'm doing with Jay. Okay? And Juju, how old are you, baby?
9.
He's 9 years old. He's gonna be 10 soon. Double digits. What?
Next week.
Next week, baby. All right. So now I'm gonna put him on camera, and he's been training Muay Thai not that long. Okay. Not as long as Jay. Okay, but longer than Mia, but not as okay. So he's 9 years old. So watch this. Okay. Give me a jab. Hey, good job. Double jab. All right. I want you to turn it over a little more. Jab. Hey, double jab. Good. Let's move. Hands are up. Hands are up. Jab cross. Beautiful. Watch your back foot. Keep your back foot still. Jab cross. Hey, there you go. That's the power right there. Jab cross. Oh, hey. Double jab. Oh, hey. Nice job. Double jab. All right. Give me a cross. Ready? I'm going to step forward. Step back. Cross. Hey, knockout. Hands up. You won. All right. Good job. Good job. All right. So how was that? Was that fun?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell them how fun that was.
On a scale of 1 to 10, probably like 10.
Nice. So we're having fun. Okay. He's hitting the pads. He's doing a great job. He's moving and making him feel like he's the champion because he is. This is my champion. Okay. Good job. In Fortnite, he said he's a champion in Fortnite. Okay, come here, man. So now that's my daughter here. Okay. Fathers, this is super important. Okay, I'm gonna stop the time on this one. fathers, we want to be hard on our boys and we want to be soft on our girls. Okay. Sometimes we be a little bit hard on the girls, so we have to find that fine line. Okay. Now I'm I have 4 daughters. Here's my daughter right here. I'm not going to be too critical on her or too hard, and sometimes I can be. So I need to be careful of that myself. So if that's you're that dad that tends to be a little bit hard on your daughters, just be careful because they're more sensitive than some of the boys are. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Hands up. Okay, ready, man? Yeah. Okay, ready? Jab. Good. I want you to punch over this. Jab. Good job. Jab cross. Oh, wait. Move a little bit. Hey. Double jab. Good. 1, 2. Hey. Jab cross hook. Hey. Oh, hey. Jab cross hook. Hey. Oh, hey. Jab cross hook. There you go. Let's move a little bit. Get some footwork in there. Ready? Jab cross hook. Oh, way. Jab cross hook cross. Oh, way. Jab cross hook cross. Oh, way. Gotta look with your eyes. Go again. That was it right there. Let's move a little bit. Again, jab cross hook cross. Good. Step back. Cross. Booty. Again. Booty. Good job. It's okay. Again, add humor. Okay, was that fun?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Give him a hand, guys. Give him a hand. Give him a hand. You did a great job. Great job. My 9-year-old did an amazing job. My 12-year-old.
No, I'm 13. I am 13.
You start acting like it. Okay.
This boy. Come here. Come back on camera. They both did a great job. Very proud of you. Okay, you guys go upstairs now. Okay.
Wait, both are all through?
Well, you know you're a beast already.
Oh, it looks like somebody commented.
Go ahead. If there's any more, go ahead.
Looks like someone commented.
Oh, let me check here. Let's see what's going on. Oh, wait. Mia, your turn. That's right. This guy right here. All right. I like it. I like it. The power. All right.
Wasn't he at all?
So, all right. So, yeah. So, different age levels, okay, and different, temperaments. But you can always work with them by softening yourself and making it fun. You want to make it fun, okay? All right. So we're going to add another punch, okay? And we're going to do punch number 5, okay? Punch number 5. Now, normally I would go to 4, but I'm going to omit the 4 because when you start throwing to the body and start throwing level changes, okay, you're going to need either a belly pad for that or you're going to have to hold like this. It's not really a valuable pad because you'll hurt your hand. So we're just going to add the 5, okay? And the 5 is a lead uppercut. Good. Now, this uppercut tends to be longer. We also call long uppercut. So watch. Boom. Good. Again. Good. Hit. All right. So we're going to add that in. Okay. We're going to add that in. Okay. And again, we haven't even done the kicks yet. Okay. Just working the hands. So now, what do we have so far? Oh, we're going to do 5 short. Okay. 5 short would be jab cross, lead uppercut. Good. Now, that's going to be confusing if you do this. Jab cross hook. Okay, jab, cross, lead up. Okay, now watch. If you go, okay, ready, combination 3, 3, 3, 5. Good. Sometimes they're not like this guy, or and they're gonna get confused. And even sometimes us still, we'll be like, dang, like I'll say 5 and I'll hold for a 3 or something like that. Or like I'll make the mistake. Okay, so yeah. You want to make sure that you're giving a good rhythm for your student, your child, okay? Good rhythm and slow enough that they can understand what you're saying and you communicate and you build a rhythm. Okay, so here we go. 3, 2, 1, ready? I'm going to start with single strikes only. Ready? 1. Good. 2. Good. 3. Good. 5. Good. 2. Good. Now I'll start to add the combinations. Good. Good. 5 short. Good. 5 short. Good. And again, 5 short. Good. I want you to do a lead uppercut to a cross, okay? Lead uppercut, cross, double jab up. Good. Good. If you listen to his hits, their rhythm, he's rhythming out. Okay, rhythm. Again. Good. Find that rhythm. Find the best rhythm to hold the pads. Okay? He might be having a different speed than me. Okay? I might be having a hard time keeping up with him. And he may have a hard time keeping up with me. I want to match him. Okay? For those Dragon Ball Z fans out there, it's kind of like when Goten and Trunks had to match energies before they did the fusion. All right? Before they did the fusion, you got to match the energy of your child. Match the energy, match the speed. Okay? All right. So now what do? We added the 5. We added a good combination there. Okay? And we're having a good time. Okay? This is very important. Okay? Holding pads, making it fun for my child, making it fun for me. We're being creative. We're getting better. Okay? You feel like you're doing too much work? You feel okay, right? Good. Okay. So we're going to talk about kicks now. Oh, you're going to take off your clothes. Okay. Now here's my suggestion. Just a suggestion. Okay. Just a suggestion, but it's a very strong one. We're going to separate the punches and kicks for right now. Okay. Why would I do that? Well, by me separating the punches and kicks, we can dial in each facet, each weapon at a time. Okay? We're breaking them into pieces to where I'm not focusing on the punches and kicks, to where if they're really good at punches, then they're going to really focus on the punches and they're not going to do too much attention to the kicks. That can get frustrating for a parent, okay? Because now you're leaving something off and now you're working with the upper and lower body and they have to coordinate it. And sometimes a lot of people will need help with their kicks in the beginning more than they need help with their punches, okay? So I'm going to be extremely patient on the kicks, and I'm going to try to show you as best I can on camera how to hold and what to do here. Okay, so now, first of all, let's talk about the angle of the angle of the pads, okay? What I'm going to do here is I'm not going to hold like this, okay? I'm not saying you can't hold like this. I'm saying it's extremely uncomfortable, extremely, okay? For me, I like to hold like this, like I make an upside down V. And I put the back of my palms close to my chest, like this. Now, I'm not holding over here because remember, the angle of the shin is going to be here. It's going to be the angle of the shin here because their knee would be somewhere over here, and then their shin would be around here. So when I'm holding, I'm making sure I'm holding in this way. So if I'm orthodox here and I hold for right kick, boom, right kick. Okay? I hold for left kick, I just left kick. Look at my back foot pivoting. Yeah? Right kick, or maybe actually left kick, right kick, right kick, left kick. Okay. Now we're gonna do some kicks. Okay. We're gonna do some of these kicks. Come here. Okay. And nice and easy. We're just gonna work the right side for right now. Okay. Now remember, when he's kicking, he's working on his pivot. He's working on his power, obviously, but I'm holding very light, so he's not going to just haul off and kick. Let's start off with a good rhythm first. Okay, ready? Ready? Good. Now, it's super important for me to find the angle of his shin, and when he comes with the kick, I'm making sure I'm doing this, not this. This is a common mistake. A lot of people will do this when they try to catch the kick instead of this, that right there. Just this little movement right here is all you need. If you do this, and then they kick too late, boom, you just got kicked in the mouth or kicked in the chest, kicked in the arms. It doesn't feel good, okay? So you want to make sure you're catching it, boom, okay? Just like that. Good. Good. And then ask for feedback. How's that? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Feel like I held bad. Good. On that one, I had to make an adjustment. I felt like I held bad. So I try to make an adjustment. Now remember, kicks take out more energy than punches do. So I don't want to be like, kick, right? Kick, kick, kick. I don't want to do that. I want to do this, okay? Ready? Okay. Good. Move. Good. Hands are up. Hands up high. Hands up high. Long guard. Long guard. Long guard. Kick. Oh, hey. Beautiful. Check. Check. So now I'm working in defensive ability and not just kicks. Good. Long guard. Long guard. Check. Good. Move a little bit. Good. Okay. Good. Okay. Good. That was very good. Very good. Let's do that again. Good. Excellent rhythm. Now I'm getting excited because it looked good. And when something looks good, you want to do it over and over again. But you got to remember, they may be tired, they may get tired, so you don't want to discourage them. Let's move on. Okay. Good job. Very good. Very good. Now back leg check. Back leg check. And boy. Yeah, keep your hands up high. Check. Back leg check. Good rhythm, Jay. Good. 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 Long guard. Long guard. Push. Good. Lead hand. Push hand. Lead hand. Lead hand. Lead hand. Lead hand. Oh, good. Push my chest. Good. Push my chest. Oh, no way. Go. Oh, good. You got that high. Longer. Good. Now we're working in defensive maneuvers. Okay? So we're working in defensive maneuvers off of the kick. Okay, having him long guard, pushing on my shoulder, blocking hooks, pushing here, making sure his hand is up. He can enter into clinch from there. There's so many different things that we can do. Okay, and we're just working the kicks right now. We're working body kicks. Okay, or arm kicks. Yeah, working a different rhythm, making sure we're understanding. I'm not doing crazy stuff like like Kruger. Kruger, he's crazy. He'll hold, and he just old school. You'll go to kick, and he'll sweep you. Okay, and it's good. If you're a fighter, it's not. Don't go on YouTube and start watching people like that and be like, okay, that's how I'm supposed to hold. Don't do that. Okay. Encouragement is what we need, especially in the beginning. Okay. Now, if your child has a fight coming up, you want to hold pads for them, do that. Go ahead. Okay. But they don't have a fight coming up. You're trying to sharpen some skills, make sure they're very confident. You want to build confidence. You want them to know what it's like to be successful with all of their strikes. Okay? So what do we cover so far? Check the time real quick. Okay, we're good. What did we cover so far? We covered punches. All we dealt with was 4 punches. 1, 2, 3, and 5. Here's pretty hard. 1, 2, 3, and 5. That's all we did. 1, 2, 3, and 5. Okay? And then we did variations of those, right? Double jab. Jab. We did in singles. 1, 2, 3, 5, right? And then we did double jab. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Then 5 short. And then we did different variations from there. Okay. And I mixed and matched those and was creative with it, making sure you're paying attention to how creative you're being and how your rhythm is, the tone of your voice, correct praise. Okay, all of these things go into pad holding. Okay, it's not just here's a target, hit it. Okay, it's here's a target, hit it successfully. Let's have fun doing this and let's build upon it. Okay, that's what this is about. Okay, it's about having fun, learning, and sharpening our tools. Okay, as a pad holder, this helps me too. It helps me to see the strike, how it's being executed, and maybe if there's something that I maybe need to fine tune, or if they're doing something really good, maybe I can pick up and learn off of that. Okay, it's very important to do. Okay, so now we're gonna put together the punches with the pad. Okay, so go ahead and get your gloves on, please. Check. Now this right here, you want to really pay attention to rhythm. Okay, if you like music, it's good to put on some music that you both like.
Yeah.
Okay, or that they like, that you can hold pads to. It can really help you with your rhythm. Okay, really help you with your rhythm. All right. Now, putting in punches together with the kicks, you want to make sure as the one striking that your pad holder gets there first before you strike. Okay, and I want to be, as a pad holder, very clear about the strikes that I want my student or my child to do. Okay, very clear. Okay, so I'll call the strikes out first before you actually do them. All right, hands up. So we're gonna do jab. Good. Break it. Hey, move. Good. Jab. Oh, wait. Yeah. Now we're starting to get a rhythm. You see that? Had him do it a couple times, then we caught a rhythm. Okay. Now we got a rhythm. Same thing. Hey. Good. 1, 2. Hey, good. 1, 2. Hey, good. 1, 2. Cross. Good. Good. Notice how he waited for me. Good. Cross, left kick. Hey, switch kick. Next time, follow into cross. Switch kick, follow cross. That's it. Back up, back up, back up. Ready to go again. Good. Focus on your breathing. Good. Good. Move. Now watch this. I'm gonna mix it up. Follow to cross and hook up. Good. You know what's gonna come next? It's gonna be the right kick because it makes sense. Okay, again, I can do whatever I want, okay? And he can probably do it good. But I want this to make sense. So I'm doing almost like a Dutch style, like opposite, because it flows very well with into the next strike, and it makes sense for them, okay? And it makes sense for me too. So it's easier for us to catch a rhythm, and it's fun, okay? So we're gonna do left kick, cross hook.
Yeah.
Okay, exactly. Ready? Let's go. Beautiful. Breathe. Long guard. Hey. Good. Check. 1, 2. Okay, ready? Good. Check. And time. Very good. Good job, man.
You can't tell me the time.
Good job. Say again.
You can't tell me the time.
Yeah. Yeah, again, I have to pay attention to these cues. I know that he's tired already. His legs are already sore. Okay. I don't want to push him too much, but I gave him just enough work. And when I see them getting tired, I'm not going to be like, keep going. There's going to be a point to where it's not learning anymore. Okay. Look, if you want them to work on their cardio, okay, go back and watch some of the classes that we've done. We put some cardio to our skills. Okay. And that's in repetition. You can do that shadow boxing. Okay. You can have them go for a run. You can have them jump rope. You can have them do a circuit at home, jumping jacks, sit-ups, and push-ups. And they do 10 of each of those for 5 minutes, and as many as they can in that round for 5 minutes. They're still working their cardio. However, if they're getting tired and their technique is suffering because they're getting tired, well, as soon as they get tired in a fight and their technique starts to suffer, that's when bad things happen. Okay, that's when things get left off and they're not learning anymore. And we want to make sure that they're having integrity in their technique, but still executing power. But you have to build up to that. You can't just do that straight away. And then when you see them getting tired, one more. Sometimes the best thing to do is to slow things down when that happens and just zero in on their technique. Their cardio will build the more that you do it. Okay. But if their technique is suffering and they're doing, jab cross and they're doing it really sloppy and they're tired, but they're putting their heart behind it, they're still training those bad reps. And those bad reps are going to form bad habits that you don't want it to be too late to fix them. You want to really dial in on their technique and build their speed and their power within the techniques that are given. Okay. So good job, everybody. If you're watching and you're following along, parents, if you have any questions, go ahead and message me. Okay. And I'll answer those questions. If you're not a part of our school yet and you live in the Stockton area, look us up. Love to have you a part of the family. Okay, this is how we get down. We're definitely a part of a family. Okay, it's a community that we have, Discovery Muay Thai, Discovery Martial Arts.
Yes, sir.
It's really cool. Everybody's really nice to each other. We love each other, and we train well together. We take care of each other. Okay, we'd love for you to be a part of the family. Okay, make sure you tune in to our episodes. Okay, we do every Monday and Thursday, and I hope you guys had a good time. Again, any questions, please feel free to hit me up, and I'll answer them as best I can. Okay, excellent job, guys. Boy. Sweaty cop.
Hey, watch out for him though. He has brain damage.
I got brain damage. Watch out. Boop.